So, a few months ago, a TV series for Hawkeye was released. This show is based around giving the mantle of Hawkeye to the new Hawkeye, and that's pretty sweet. I've even made a video explaining why Hawkeye is an essential member to the team. However, the question arises, why can't he have a movie? I mean, Black Widow did, so why can't Hawkeye? There have been speculations, and a lot of people have said that there aren't much material to go with from the comics that would fit into a movie, and his story is more fit for a TV series. I'm not a comic guy, so I can't comment on that, but I don't think that stories have to be based off comics. And I know that a great Hawkeye movie can be created because it already exists. It's called American Sniper. So for those of you who don't know, American Sniper is a non-fiction based story about a legendary sniper. A sniper who can hit the target 100% and is relied upon in the team. It's about a man trying to balance his working life and family life and trying to find out his grounds and his identity. Sound familiar? So basically, the story of American Sniper can be integrated into a Hawkeye movie, and this is just me pitching how that story would play out. If you haven't watched American Sniper, please go check it out. It is a phenomenal film, and I believe it's one of the best non-fiction based movie of all times.
It's about us. You have to make it back to us.
It stars Bradley Cooper, aka Rocket, as the protagonist and Clint Eastwood as the director. These people went to extraordinary lengths into getting to know who Chris Kyle is and did an amazing job to get it right, especially due to the death of Chris Kyle during the producing of this film. So, as this is a solo film, this movie starts from a young age of why Chris decides to join the Navy and portrays his whole life. One thing that I think that the MCU is missing is portrayal of real life. Although some movies dive into the common life that characters live, like the Winter Soldier and the first Iron Man, these movies are usually based about a specific event, and their life usually takes an immense turn after this. Hawkeye being a family man without immense change until Endgame, I think Hawkeye would have been a great character to study how he lives his daily life. As most of the MCU movies only take around 2 weeks, it would be interesting to create a movie that lasts for around half a year or even a year. We could even have montages of past of Hawkeye and why he became a SHIELD agent. So if I were to have to create the Hawkeye movie, I think the best option would be between Age of Ultron and Civil War. The reason for this is A, because he isn't in house arrest yet, and B, because it has been revealed that Hawkeye has a family. This phase would allow cameos by Chris Evans or Scarlett Johansson over a phone or maybe a bar just hanging out. Maybe Clint just discussing his issue with family, much like the bar scene in Age of Ultron. I honestly think we needed more of that. He could also hop into the Avengers Tower and watch Wanda and Cap train, give some advice, showing scenes that we never got to see that was discussed in Civil War. Now then, how would the actual plot play out? I think the plot would be very similar to American Sniper. In American Sniper, Chris is a very loyal guy, and he joins the Navy because he wants to be of service to the country, so he kills people as a mission. Even having to kill children, he is distracted and also faces death of his comrades, which he is burdened with. Although he returns home from tour, there's always a nagging feeling in him that he could be doing more and that people are dying because he doesn't have their back. So even when he's home, he's not actually home. His heart is elsewhere, and this is due to him having a strong responsibility. So he would go again and again back to tours, where then he finds another sniper as talented as himself. Chris swears to kill this man and does. Finally able to put his heart at peace, he finally returns home.
I'm ready. I'm ready to come home.
However, after he returns home, he doesn't know what to do with his life. He finds out that he could support people with similar experience and learns to live without war. So how would the 3-act structure play out for Hawkeye movie? Well, this is what I propose. Act 1, we have the normal life of Hawkeye. He would hang out with his family. At this point, he's trying to be a family man as possible, as this is what he promised in Age of Ultron, but also would occasionally go out on missions to kick ass. However, in one of the missions that Hawkeye is in, he meets the antagonist of the movie and is ambushed. I'm not a comic guy, so I don't know any antagonists that would fit. If you know any, please comment down below. So then, after ambushed, Hawkeye forces the SHIELD team to retreat and the plan fails. Hawkeye gets a glimpse of the enemy and takes a shot, but the attack is countered. He looks him into the eye and realizes that this man is trouble. After returning to SHIELD, he hears of another report where a SHIELD assignment fails and identifies the person as the antagonist, the dude who made his own mission fail. Hawkeye, being a sniper, identifies himself as most suited to take down this dude, and he starts feeling responsible and becomes devoted into tracking him down. That is the end of Act 1. From a man who was trying to become a family man, becomes someone who is more inclined to work. He becomes sparse towards his family, which leads into the midpoint of the movie, his son's birth. In Age of Ultron, people may recall that his wife had a kid. This kid would be the cause of the midpoint. He is faced upon a decision to either go on a mission to track down the antagonist or stay in the house to be with the birth of his son. I think either decision would work. If he goes to work, he loses his wife's trust, as that's what he promised in Age of Ultron. And if he doesn't go to work, it could lead to the death of a colleague which he was close to. Both choice would create a big character arc for Hawkeye, and the rest of the act will be about how to deal with these two lives that he has to associate with. Typical American sniper stuff. And then in the last act, we have the resolution of this story. The wife and Hawkeye talks things out, which allows Hawkeye to focus on his work. Something like the talk Pepper and Tony had in Endgame. As he has the right mindset now, he is able to confront the antagonist and get the upper hand and beat him. I don't think this should be a big fight, just one arrow and that's it. It would heavily be based on planning and finding the better ground to get the upper hand. After he beats the antagonist, he is now able to take a break. Appreciate the family he has, the newborn baby, and what it's like to grow a child. I think it would be even better if he could learn the meaning of life outside of hero stuff, just like how Chris did. I think that this would create a great Hawkeye movie for several reasons. 1. Hawkeye is, besides Ant-Man, the only family man, hence allows a sense of realism to the hero life and how to balance this with normal life. American Sniper has made an army man cry, because it was so real and relatable. It was exactly the problems that any army man had to live up to.
One Marine stood up and was very emotional, saying that we got the story right. And if you know anything about the military, for a Marine to cry in front of other Marines means something's happening. Jacob, who was a Marine sniper who was with me, said to me, the amount of guts it took for him to do that, you have no idea. And I thought, yeah. And I thought, well, that's it. We got it right then.
I'm not saying that MCU movies aren't relatable, but they're certainly not real. And this movie could just do that. It would bring light to how the Avengers live their everyday. Number 2. It adds to Hawkeye's character arc. We haven't really seen him much with his family, so dedicating a movie to showcase the meaning of Hawkeye's family would have added so much more to Endgame. The scene at the beginning of the movie would have been so much more depth and heart to it. Making him go on rampage would have been much more emotional and heart-wrenching. Number 3, it would add to Hawkeye's retirement. I kind of had an issue why Hawkeye was starting to retire in Civil War, as he hasn't done much in these movies and didn't really have a great character arc yet. It would have been much more fulfilling if he had this movie to show why he was giving up the mantle, but that just might be covered in the TV series, who knows. And so that's it. This is me just pitching a Hawkeye movie that will never exist. And what did you think of this? Please comment down below, subscribe, like, share. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next time.